All right, let's get right into it. We're talking NRL Round 7, and what a clash we've got. It's a real heavyweight battle between the Sydney Roosters and the Newcastle Knights. Both these teams have everything to play for, so you know this is going to be an absolute blockbuster.
Yeah, we're really setting the stage for an epic one here. Look, this is not just another game in the season, not by a long shot. You've got both teams fighting for position on the ladder, so the stakes, they're sky high from the very first whistle. And here we go. Let's look at the tail of the tape. I mean, just look at how close they are on that ladder. You've got the Knights holding on to 6th, but the Roosters are right there, breathing down their necks in 8th. A win here? It's absolutely crucial for both of these sides if they want to cement their spot in that top half of the table.
So, you gotta ask, how are these teams actually looking coming into this one? Well, it's a classic story, really. A tale of two totally different fortunes. You've got one team just riding a huge wave of momentum, and the other, they are desperate, and I mean desperate, to bounce back.
First up, the Roosters. They're fresh off a massive comeback win against the Sharks. And to really get what this quote about their discipline means, you need the whole story. Get this, they were down 22-12 at halftime. Then they come out and hold Cronulla completely scoreless in the second half. It just proves, yeah, they can be vulnerable, but it also shows they've got the firepower and that mental toughness to just flip a switch and take over a game.
Now, on the flip side, you have the Knights. Their amazing 4-1 start to the season, well, it came to a stutter again against the Tigers. So they are coming into this clash absolutely hungry for a win. They need to prove that their hot start wasn't just a fluke and that last week's loss was just a little speed bump on the road.
Okay, so that's the form guide. Now, let's get into the team sheets because this is where the plot really thickens. Injuries and form have forced some pretty major strategic changes, and you'll see it's one of these clubs in particular that's been hit hard. For the Roosters, it's simple. Stability. Coach Trent Robinson, he's shown total faith in the squad that pulled off that incredible comeback. He's named the exact same 19 players, no changes. He's clearly backing them to just keep that momentum rolling.
But for the Knights, it is a completely different story. They've been seriously shaken up. They've been forced into a major reshuffle, which, adds this huge layer of unpredictability to how they're going to play.
And here's the nuts and bolts of that reshuffle. Losing Dylan Lucas is tough, but losing the veteran forward Tyson Frizzell, that is a massive blow to their pack, no question. But, and this is a big but, the real story here is the return of their gun 5/8 Dylan Brown. His name on the team sheet could be the game changer, that offensive spark they so desperately need to get back on track.
All right, so team changes are one thing, but games like this often come down to a moment of pure individual brilliance. So let's talk about the players who are just on another level right now. It's time for the Stat Attack Showdown. And what's the headline act? It's an explosive showdown right out there on the wing. We're talking about two of the most potent try scorers in the whole competition going head-to-head. Trust me, this is where the fireworks are going to be.
First up, in the red, white, and blue corner, it's the veteran high flyer for the Sydney Roosters, Daniel Tupou. This guy has been a consistent weapon for them for years. And if you want to know just how much of a threat he is, just look at that number, 10. Tupou has scored 10 tries in his last 9 games against the Knights. He just loves playing this team, and you can bet every single person in Newcastle knows that stat.
And his opponent. In the red and blue corner, it's the Knights' very own try-scoring machine, the absolutely electrifying Dominic Young.
And you want to talk about being on fire? Young has bagged an incredible 9 tries in just his last 6 games. So think about what this means. You've got one player who completely dominates this specific fixture going up against a player who is in absolutely unstoppable form right now. What a matchup.
Okay, so we've looked at form, we've looked at the key players, but there's one last piece to this puzzle we got to consider. History. I mean, how have these two clubs actually matched up against each other over the years?
Wow. Okay, this chart, it tells a very, very clear story. The Roosters have just completely dominated these recent encounters. They've won 8 of their last 9 games against the Knights. That is a huge psychological mountain that Newcastle is going to have to climb.
But hold on, let's throw in one final little twist here. The game is at Allianz Stadium, right? That's the Roosters' home turf. But, and this is interesting, this will be the Newcastle Knights' first ever game at the new stadium. Could that unfamiliar ground be the wild card here? Maybe it levels the playing field just a little bit? So that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? Is history going to repeat itself? Will the Roosters' dominance and their stable lineup just be too much to handle? Or Can this reshuffled Knights team, with their star 5/8 back and their winger on fire, finally break the curse on brand new turf? It is all on the line.